Hey, everybody.
Go ahead, you start.
Good evening. I'm Mitchell. I am an addict in recovery.
And I am Anna. I'm a wife of an addict in recovery, also recovering from codependency and enabling. And Mitchell and I discussed, because we had a lot of people ask us certain questions about our story that we taped the other day that, of course, took a lot. So let's already say that right now. We don't know if Facebook has fixed the issue, so we're going to rely on you guys. If the audio cuts out, please let us know, and what we will do is we'll start another video right afterwards, okay? So Mitchell and I had a lot of questions. Hi, Vicky! A lot of questions to do with how you separate the addict from your loved one. They asked us that, and they asked us how we did it in the letters. A lot of people said that they really liked hearing about the separation of them and writing letters. So Mitchell and I have decided we're going to answer your questions first, and then we are going to read the letters that I wrote to Mitchell, one to him and one to the addict. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I am a little nervous about this because you have to remember these are letters that I wrote when I honestly was in a lot of pain. So they're not perfect or anything like that, but I have to admit to you, I am nervous. So go ahead, Mitchell, with the first question.
Yeah, so we have how do you and Mitchell separate the addict from him?
You take it first.
I separate it. I don't know if I so much. Well, I try to say the addict when I'm talking about a past behavior, and so I try to label it with the addict. That helps me not get down on myself for the behavior. It helps me revisit that experience with my wife without having an emotional tie to healthy me, so I don't beat myself up and bring myself down.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Danny. Nice to see you guys
What's
on.
up?
So how I separate, it took me a long time, guys. And when I mean a long time, I mean years, okay? So it definitely takes some practice. And guess what? I'm still learning at it. So to separate Mitchell from the addict, usually what I do first is you want to define it, right? So from Mitchell, I know that Mitchell absolutely loves me. I know he will take care of me. I know he's a good person. I know he would not lie to me. I know he would not manipulate me. And then we have the addict on the other hand, right? We have the addict that does lie, that tries to manipulate, that is selfish, that is hurtful. So right then and there,
short-fused.
Yeah. So right then and there, I see two, in a sense, different entities. So that very much helped me because it helped me go, okay, so when the addict is there, I'm placing my boundaries up. When Mitchell is there, I am going to support him. So it became a very good tool to have. And again, it was very hard to do in the beginning, and I'm still learning at doing it, okay? Hi, Michelle.
See that? Good evening from Brazil. What's up?
Yeah, that's Danny.
It's awesome. And then does it help with resentments? I would say 100%. I carried a lot of resentments in my addiction towards a lot of people. Anna was definitely one of them. But those were all misplaced. I was really angry at myself and the behaviors I was exhibiting. And if I can look back on my addiction with my healthy mind and just realize that these things did happen and there's nothing that healthy Mitchell can do about them. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I can do in my sobriety is kind of like a living amends, is every day that I'm sober, I am making up for some of those terrible things I've done. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Without having, because really there's no way I can go in the past and fix the things that I've done from the past, except live a better life today.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Hi, Charlene. And on my side, it definitely helped a lot with the resentments. Reason being is, like Mitchell said, so now Mitchell is in recovery, right? So he is not the addict. So it's easier now when I look at the past to, like Mitchell said, you say the addict rather than say Mitchell. So it helps me tremendously to know that Mitchell is more than the addict, and Mitchell is more than his past actions and behaviors as well. It helps me deal with a lot more pain, and it lets me really recognize that Mitchell is here in front of me. So yes, it helped a lot with resentments, because the resentments I truthfully have are not for my husband. The one that I defined before is for the addict. So that's why, too, guys, I understand this one. A lot of people write and say, I feel very bad that I'm saying these things, or that that I'm very hurt by my husband or my wife or my brother and sister by doing this. I feel very bad, but just remember that hurt, that anger, it really is placed towards the addict and the behaviors, not the person that you truthfully love. So just remember that you are still a very good person, and you're a good person dealing with a very hard situation.
Yeah, and I think, sometimes we do forget, and it reminds me to label it the addict or Mitchell. In some situations, like I think a couple months ago, it happened. Anna was talking about a traumatic experience, and she said Mitchell, and instantly, I felt myself starting to beat myself up and really go into that behavior that I did, and I said the addict, and she said, "Oh yeah, the addict," and then she continued the conversation about the addict, and right then it was lifted off of my chest, like, because it's not like I want to dwell on that or not want to dwell on it, but I don't want to beat myself up and risk my sobriety, so. And I also want to recognize that it takes a lot for the family members, the loved ones, to be able to separate that, because I know there's tons of hurt that we do to our loved ones in addiction. So it's very powerful when you get to that point and you can do that. It's not you learn it and do it thing. It takes time. It takes time. We really didn't start to do that until this third time in treatment, which it was towards the end of treatment, so it was about 10 months ago, and I was already about 14 months into recovery with a couple relapses in there.
Yep.
So it took a while since we started recovering down this path to get that.
Yep.
How did you first learn how to do this?
So it kind of was a combined thing that we started, but I did start learning it at Alpine Recovery Lodge at the Family Aftercare. That was one of the ways that I started learning it, and it was also because Laura Boberg, again, was really helping me. Hey, Kristen, really helping me realize that Mitchell was not the one that I was really hurt by and really upset by. It was the addict, because the truth is, right, guys, when they do come back in recovery, when I say we have our own recovery, we do, because we do have our own trauma and our own pain, but we can't wholly place it all on them. We do have, because again, right, we're the one that has the key to release the pain, right? We're the ones that go, okay, I want to release it. I want to get rid of it. Hi, Luann. So it's a very good key to help separate, because it helps us, but it also helps our loved one too. So it really helps the relationship.
Yeah, and I think, crap, I forget what I was going to say. Whatever. We'll
Good.
Go
Hey,
to the
Scott.
next question.
Oh, Scott's on. I haven't seen him in a while.
What's up? Is it easier now or still hard?
It's a lot
way
easier now to separate, because once you see the effects of it, guys, meaning of the positivity that comes from it and the good from it, it becomes easier, because as human beings, what do we want to do? We want to find things that make us happy, that make it easier, that is good. And separating the addict from Mitchell has helped tremendously in both our recoveries by leaps and bounds. So it's something that makes it a lot easier, because it's a positive result.
Another one was, Mitchell, does separating help you? And it does, like we said at the beginning. I think if we didn't learn how to separate the addict from me, I wouldn't be as far along as I am right now. I think I would still have pretty low self-worth. It just really helped me move forward. And that's not necessarily just forgetting about everything. It helped me initially move out of that just self-hate, just not good enough person that I needed to kind of recognize and overcome that and realize that I am an amazing person. I deserve an amazing life. I deserve my amazing wife. And I deserve to not be held down by my past. So, I think it's 100% a huge key in my recovery is separating it.
Hi, Melissa. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Maria. Kathy woke up. Oh, good morning from the UK.
Nice.
And also, Mitchell, I did want to ask you something, though.
Yes.
Didn't one of the things that really helped you about separating the addict is you have to remember, with a healthy mind, our loved ones would not do the things that they do. That is the addict. So when we did talk about it, didn't it help you because in your healthy mind, it kind of even really hurt hearing about some of the things that the addict caused, right?
Oh.
And so you would try to defend sometimes because you would not do that.
Yeah, for sure. I think before we separated, I used to defend myself in a healthy way. Now I can really get angry at the addict, and I think that is, I think that kind of, validates Anna's feelings, because healthy me is getting angry at a situation that addict me put her in. It kind of validates her because I was the one that was there. She was looking at this face, the same person's both. So it lets her know that I wasn't crazy, that she wasn't crazy during all this stuff. So, it helps me a lot not get mad at healthy me. It helps me get mad at my old behaviors, which in turn helps me say if I would have a craving, or I would have that, I can go right to that thought and be like, that was a really crappy thing. There was a lot of crappy situations. I never want to feel like that. I never want to do that. And I never want to hurt Anna. So it's just another tool in my toolbox to remain sober and clean. And, fortunately, this last time, I haven't had many cravings, and I'm just loving sobriety. So, for sure, Anna separating the addict from her husband and me separating played a huge part.
Yeah, a really big part. Hi, Stacy, and thank you. Hi, Marsha. Love you. Your mummy's on.
Hey, Mom. And then the last question will take us right into our letters. And it says, how did you separate Mitchell and the addict in the 2 letters? So we'll just read them, and then you'll be able to see the difference. And then I think afterwards, if you guys have questions, we can look at them and then answer those later.
I'll let you guys know, too, is what I talked about in the beginning is all the things that I loved from Mitchell, that I missed from Mitchell, that I cared about. That's what I wrote in the letter to Mitchell. It was everything that I loved about him. And to the letter to the addict was truthfully, for me personally, saying goodbye at that moment, because I got to a point where I realized that I deserved more than the addict. If my husband was in front of me, I would support him to all ends, but I realized that the addict was in front of me. And no, Dendra, you're not late. We're actually just about to read the letters. We're going to start with the letter that I did write to the addict, because actually that's the way that I read it to Mitchell, was the addict, and then I read him the other one. And guys, just to let you know right now, okay? I don't know what time we are at.
I know, I wish we could see the time.
All right, but Facebook does like to shut us off around the 12-minute mark, or 12:40, okay? And it shuts off the sound, so we need you. So if the sound cuts out on here, please just let us know, and we'll go straight to another live video, okay? So we will do this tonight. So, Mitchell, do you want to hold this?
Yes.
All right. So we're at 13 minutes.
So
what? No, it might. Maybe
let's just try it and see if it's going to work here.
All right, guys. So the first letter I am reading to you is the letter I wrote to Mitchell right before I left to Massachusetts. Okay. And I just want to put this into words. When I was writing these letters, guys, I truthfully did not know if I would ever see my husband again. Because moving to Massachusetts, and he is from Pennsylvania, I really did not know if I would be able to see him again. So these letters that I'm about to read you, this is my heart and soul truthfully on here. So, yeah. All right, ready?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
You got it. Everybody on here supporting us.
I know they are. All right, ready? 10/3/2018. Goodbye, addict. I don't want to hear empty promises anymore. I don't want to hear I'm sorry. I don't want to hear I love you, because none of those words will make anything better or take away the pain that you continuously cause me. I know it's not my husband. It's the manipulative disease of addiction, which is you, trying to keep me by your side. I say a lot of things as I believe how you responded to my comment on my husband's promises he can't keep. And God, do you continuously shatter them? Ones in which you never allow my husband to follow through. The addict is compelling you to not want this, Mitchell, and he doesn't want it because it's hard. He will always have you continue down the easy path, and if you continue to walk the easy path, while I continuously walk one of pain and heartache, then you and the addict can walk it alone. I want to see action. I want to see you going to meetings, getting a sponsor, working the steps, reaching out. But as much as I want it, I've realized your recovery and mental health are not in my control. I don't want to hear anymore I'm trying, because the addict is saying this to fool you and me, Mitchell. I'm so sick of constantly going through this endless cycle with him, the addiction. One that always leads to more pain for me, no stability, constant back and forth, and so many goddamn lies. I deserve so much better than him, and I'm not afraid or ashamed to say it anymore. I deserve better than the life I have right now with the addict. I'm in love with you, Mitchell, not the addict that plagues our relationship and myself, mentally and physically. I asked Laura last night with tears filling my eyes, how do you walk away from someone you love who's sick? And her response, he's doing it to you. And you know what, Mitchell? She's absolutely right, because the addict has control over you while he laughs. Every time the addict lies and walks the easy path, you constantly leave me. I know you don't want to, but he takes you away from me, always leaving me behind alone and scared. You told me the last time you came back from rehab, your first words to me, I'm never gonna leave you alone again. I so badly wanted to believe you. Every fiber of my being wanted to believe you, my husband. But even I knew deep down you'd leave me again, and you have, repeatedly. That is because the addict is always one step behind you, Mitchell, no matter how hard you want to keep promises. And that's because you allow the addict to always rear his ugly head. Do you know there are days where I just want to believe the lies? Because for a moment the pain stops. I have no trust at all in you, Mitchell, because of the addict. When you think I do, because it seemed like I moved on, it's only because I have hope, not trust. I just hope you're not lying to me. And the truth is, I also don't feel safe, Mitchell. The addict scares me, and I don't want to finally feel safe, and I want to finally feel safe again with you. I'm sick of feeling alone in the marriage because of him, while I watch the only days of my existence slip away. I want to be happy again, and I deserve to be. I feel so broken, Mitchell, so tired. I don't want to walk through life in fear, always wondering when the next moment will be, when the addict pulls the rug.
Oh no.
Oh, can you guys hear us?
I think so. I don't know. Someone said, okay, you're good.
You think so? Can you guys still hear us? I just want to make sure because someone said sound. Oh, okay. Priscilla can hear us. Thank you, Priscilla. I don't want to walk through life in fear, wondering when the next moment will be, when the addict pulls the rug out from underneath me again, to constantly remind me, it's never going to get better. And it's not. If you never truly want to put the effort and hard work into recovery, this vicious cycle will never change. When I told you the other day by the fire that I missed times like this, that I missed us like this, you responded, it must be time for me to ruin it again. I knew you were joking, but those words are not even the slightest funny to me, Mitchell, because I know it's not a joke and very true. Because those words were not from you, Mitchell. They were from the addict, hauntingly smiling at me. That's how I live my life. In fear, Mitchell. Constant fear. Always wondering when the next moment will be that the addict will lie to me or tell me another empty promise or even break your hard-fought sobriety. That moment where I know I have to be kind and understanding if I want this marriage to work. But I'm done putting the effort in and work in and being kind and understanding, because it's the addict I'm speaking to at this very moment, not my husband. The addict compels you to be a liar, Mitchell. Plain and simple. Everything is always excuses from the addict. But the simple truth is, he doesn't want you healthy like everyone else does. He wants you lazy so he can diminish your light and constantly control you. He always takes the easy way out and lies, stopping you from telling the truth and never facing true consequences in order to learn and grow. He keeps you stunted, on hold. In itself, lying is a drug for you, because the addiction of the addict knows it's the easiest way to control you. One I'm not sure if you'll ever break if you don't submit to recovery. And Mitchell, the truth is, if you hated to the word submit, you need to realize you've been submitting already for years to the addict. I deserve better than the addict. I deserve the true Mitchell. I deserve to be happy, and I'm not happy in this relationship. It's a very sick and toxic one that's on a never-ending carousel because of him. I deserve to have a husband who is honest with me, one where the thought of him lying doesn't ever cross my mind. But the addict constantly does. So why should I believe anything differently? How do you honestly accept me to trust you when he is always smiling at me? I deserve someone who will love me unconditionally and not break my heart over and over and fill my life with empty promises and lies. I deserve someone who will choose a life with me over a drug or a drink. But the addict always has you choosing the momentary happiness. I deserve a man, a husband, who doesn't constantly have me walking life in fear and leaving me so alone. I deserve to not live a life of fear with you, the addict. I love you, Mitchell, but I need you to start doing what's right. And what's right for me and you is saying goodbye to the addiction, to the addict. The addict is painful. He's deceiving. He's cowardly. He's manipulative. And it's time for me to say goodbye, so I can live a truthful and happy life. But the hard part is to say goodbye to the addict. I have to let my husband, you, Mitchell, fight your own battle, because I have no control over the conflict raging inside of you. I have no control over the addict. Only you do, Mitchell. You have all the tools and sources of kindness and help around you to conquer him. But the addict creates the illusion to you that you're alone and that this fight is a losing battle. He knows that how he can control you is out of fear. And again, he's lying to you because you can beat this. He just doesn't want you finding that truth and grasping onto the strength. For if you do, he dies. But I can't wait any longer for you to realize his manipulation on you, because I have learned to finally separate you from the addict. I have come to understand the only control I have over him is to say goodbye and walk away from his torment. And it's time. I will no longer let you, the addict, take my true self of positivity, kindness, and happiness away from me. I'm going to learn how to live life again and not cower from it. I'm going to take away part of your control and power, addict, and create a weakness in you. And I pray every day that my husband will find the strength to fight you. Goodbye, addict. You will no longer be allowed to rule my life, because it's always been my choice to stop it. As I bury you today, a new spark of hope is ignited in me, because I finally choose to control my life again, and I choose to be happy in it. I love you, Mitchell, but I have no love for the addict, and I'm going to walk away from him before he destroys me and what's left of us. I'm going to say goodbye once and for all. Hopefully one day in your own time, Mitchell, you'll choose the same. Will you constantly let him rule you? This choice is no one else's except yours. You are the only one who controls the addict. But until you make that choice, goodbye, addict. You no longer rule me.
awesome, baby.
That was actually...
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, honestly, guys, you can still see there are times where it was still hard for me to separate, even in this letter. But this letter to the addict was really just trying to show all the pain, all the hurt, all of that was towards the addict. It was not towards my husband. Like I said, I know there were still things that I did not separate. But what it truthfully was, though, is just really saying there's no more control. I relinquish control of you, of the addict, and I take back my control, which is my choice. My choice to stop this pain, and I know how to stop it.
Yeah, and I think the so she read this to me before she left when I was in my addiction, and I wasn't receptive at all to it when I was full on addiction.
Thank you, Scott.
I took them with me to rehab because I figured probably once I got 2 weeks in, when I got my mind was a little bit clearer, I'd read them, and they hit me pretty hard there. We read through these letters about a month ago, and probably just about as hard.
Yeah.
And I think I think tonight hearing her read through it, I really feel the power in how strong you were when you wrote those, because I told you whenever I was about 2 or 3 weeks into treatment that, you know, I'm so proud of you for holding a boundary, and thanks for saving my life. You know I've put the work in, and I chose to go to rehab again, and there was all these different circumstances and everybody from treatment that were reaching out to me, but you know, hearing that letter again tonight just refreshes my memory of how strong you were to write that, and that it really was powerful in it, and it, you know, I think it was a lot. It just seemed like it was so much for you to get that out, like you had to get that out.
I did.
You know what I mean? Is that how it felt?
Yes.
Each time you read it, that it's just like you need to write that stuff down and get it out.
And the reason why, guys, and I know I can probably speak for a lot of us on here that are the family and the friends, is because we feel so much shame for feeling the way that I just wrote. There was shame in there. Because part of it was going, am I writing this about my husband? And that's what the power was of writing it, one letter to the addict and one letter to my husband, because I realized all this shame or this hurt, or this pain or this anger, it was towards the addict. It wasn't towards the one that I loved, because that is the truth, is we know that what we're fighting for is the person that we fell in love with, the person that we really know. And what happens is the person that we love slips away for so very long. And we're left with something else. And that's the one that we get the resentments of and the anger for and the hurt from, is from the addict. You know, that's why I say we do have our own recovery as well. We do have a lot of pain. We do have a lot of hurt, and we need to work through it as well.
Yeah, and I think that with a clear mind, about a week shy of a year in sobriety, this time hearing you read that letter, I felt pride. I felt really proud of you. You know what I mean? And I think all the other times I was taking it as you know, really going deep inside myself and realizing these were the things that the addict characterized and the addict did. But like this time it's hard to hear those things, but like I just was feeling this overwhelming strength and just very proud of you. You know, so I just wanted to say that to everybody on here, because you know, if you do separate it with your loved one, or whoever you know that's addicted, or whatever circumstances there are, that, you know, I can say that I was the one that she was, you know, I was the one that was showing those behaviors that made her write that letter and get all that out, and I am proud of her for doing that, you know. So maybe that'll just validate separating your addict and loved one. And
the reason why I think you felt that too is because I can be honest about something. I always felt, even though I believed I had control, I was very out of control. And writing that letter and getting that down, it got all that pain, the anger, and that hurt out. But what it allowed me to do was, at the end, take back my control, the control that I have always had, which is the decision, truthfully, to watch my husband die in front of me or not. And the truth was, is that's I think the hard part about addiction is we mourn the person while they're still alive. So that was also a part of me just finally kind of mourning my husband and realizing my husband was not there anymore, and realizing that I needed to take what I had and move on because my husband was not there. And that's the truth, guys. We had people reaching out today just to let you guys know is when you do learn to separate the addict from your loved one too, is you start to realize that as much as we think that we're helping and fixing, it's really enabling. We think that we're protecting our loved one, but when they're in active addiction, our loved one isn't in the forefront. So the one we're actually protecting is the addict. We're not allowing the addict to have the consequences of the actions of their negative behaviors. So if they never feel that, although we really think that we're protecting our loved one, we're not. We're providing the addict more strength because they still have us there and they have the cushy life. But what helps for the loved one to push back out and to stop the addict from having strength is putting those hard boundaries up, holding those up, challenging our enabling and our codependency. Because what we're doing is when the addict does lash out to us and gets angry, it's usually because we're doing something right. And the reason why is because we're taking away something that was so easy for them before. So now, guys, we're going to have Mitchell's going to read the letter that I wrote to him. So like I said, I did read the letter to the addict first. And then I read the letter to Mitchell. And so this is the letter to Mitchell.
Okay. To my love, Mitchell, I will wait for you for 1,000 years. I will wait for you. Only God knows how much I want you back in my life. Back, Mitchell. And God, do I want you back in my life. I have longed for you for years, but this addiction has kept you so far away from me. That's the truth of this disease, my sweetheart. It so desperately wants to keep us apart. It wants to break me and keep me so utterly alone, and my baby it has. I can't deny it any longer because my body and soul won't allow it, Mitchell. Mitchell, I am so very exhausted. My heart and soul are drained. This disease has taken such a large toll on me, and I need to rest for a while before I lose everything that I am. I've tried so hard to fight for you to come back to me, but I have finally realized no matter how hard I fight, it is only you that can make that decision. Do you want to come back to me, Mitchell? Do you want to start a family? Do you want to start a family with me? Do you want to grow old with me? I so badly want to see those crow's feet looking back at me, but sweetheart, I have to finally admit to myself it's not in my control. It never was. This fight has taken almost all of me, and I can't give it the last piece, because if surrendered, I will lose myself in the battle, and if I do, there will be nothing for you to come back to. Lighting's hard. And Mitchell, I want to keep that peace because I always want to hold that one last fragment of hope, that little spark of faith that you will find your way home, find your way back to me, sweetheart, because you and I both together have so much to give and shine down on this world. I love you, Mitchell. I always have and I always will. You are a remarkable light in this world, my sweetheart. Don't let this disease extinguish it. You are kind, you are loving, you are light. You are my love with the kindest soul. The soul that I know so badly wants to find the light in the darkness. The man who brings happiness and laughter to my life and this world. Don't let this disease take the best part of you away. Don't let this addiction take you away from me, from our future family, from our new beginnings that's just waiting for you, Mitchell. Fight, my sweetheart. Don't let the darkness win. As much as I want to continue fighting with you by your side, I have to fight my own battle. I can't let the addiction take everything away from me, because, Mitchell, I want to be there for you in the end. After you beat this disease, I want to be able to be standing there for you, brave, strong, forgiving, and kind. And my love, when you do beat this disease, I will embrace you. But until you make the choice to fight for yourself, I have to save myself from the disease, so I can keep the spark and happy memories of us alive. I will not allow this disease to take that last hope away from me, from us, and the possibility of a future. I want it to be your hand holding mine when I first bring a child into this world. I want it to be your arm that wraps around me when we wave our child off to their first day of school. I want it to be your voice that continues saying, "Good night, baby, I love you." I want it to be your wrinkled hands that one day hold mine when we are old and gray, smiling at one another. I don't want these dreams of us to just disappear, sweetheart. So you need to fight. But it is your choice to fight or not. For you, for us, for our future. Because I already know what I want. The same thing I have continued to fight for. You, our love. It is you who needs to realize what you truly want and need out of this life. Don't let this disease make us say goodbye. Mitchell. Sweetheart, if you could choose to fight for you and conquer this disease, I will be there waiting to embrace you in my arms once more. The same arms that have been waiting for you, which has seemed like an eternity. But you, my love, you are worth the pain. You are worth the wait. So I promise you I will heal myself while you heal and conquer the disease, and we will find one another again. And in the time that I have waited to have you back again from the darkness, will be worth every single moment to finally have you beside me once more in the light. Forever and always, and with all of my heart, I love you, Mitchell. From Anna.
So that was my 2 letters writing to Mitchell. It helped me because, guys, I realized how much I truly still loved my husband, how much I longed for my husband, and how much I missed my husband. And then it helped me see where the anger and all the pain and the hurt was towards the addict and was towards the addiction. So for me, it was a very big healing piece that I needed to do, to separate the two and to realize where my feelings laid. And what did you think when you read it over again? I know it's different when you're reading it and not hearing it.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't really describe it right now. I feel sad that I put you through that stuff.
We got through it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, honestly, this letter really affects me, I think, more than the other one. Mm-hmm. I just know I battled a long time with self-worth issues and not feeling good enough, and just hearing you say all those wonderful things about me kind of reminds me of how I felt most of my life that I wasn't. Mm-hmm. So hearing you say those, like, I feel that way now, mm-hmm. but I don't know, that just affected me more than the other one, I think. Now. I don't know, I'll have to think about it, though.
Well, there you go. That'll be a next video when we figure out those. And so, guys, Mitchell and I have discussed this too, because I think one of the parts that I think people need to see too, because I know everyone sees Mitchell and I the way that we are now. So Mitchell and I have discussed that what we probably will be doing in the future is I did write letters to Mitchell. The first time he was in rehab, the second time, and the third time. And we want to show you, though, how much we grew, in a sense. So we want you guys to see that the people that you see standing in front of you right now are not the same people that were about a year ago or 2 years ago. So when I read my letters, I realize how much more of a great pain there was in the beginning, and one that I thought that I couldn't control at all, and that I was 100% the victim, and that there was just a lot there. And so Mitchell and I are going to choose to read those letters to you guys also as well on different videos, so you can see, where we started, where our growth was, the mistakes that we made, just so that you guys can see that all of us can find recovery. All of us are worth it, whether you are the friend or the family loving the addict, whether you're the addict themselves still in it, or whether you're an addict still fighting for recovery. I want you guys to know that it's okay to make mistakes. Mitchell and I made plenty. But I know sometimes when you see us, it's kind of like, yeah, but I don't see anything right now. I can tell you right now, Mitchell and I probably make a mistake right when we get out this video. So we just want to show you that it's possible. I will admit to you, though, the letters that I wrote to Mitchell the first time when he was in rehab are going to be a little bit harder for us to read to you guys, because this was in a sense of saying goodbye, and the letters before, for me, for some reason, have more vulnerability in them.
For sure.
Because Mitchell and I do touch on topics that we have not talked about on here. So it's something that Mitchell and I also think, though, that does need to be spoken about. And we did say the reason why we created We Are Recovery was to bring light to these issues that are kept in the dark. So we want to bring them forth to you guys, be honest about them, because we know we have your support. We know and we feel the love all the time from you guys. So we know that we are in a safe environment. And the truth is I've always been scared that we're going to, have some people that are going to look down on us. But the thing I need to realize is, so what? So what? Because the truth is I already know that you guys are so amazing that Mitchell and I didn't even realize this. There's almost 2,000 people that watch these videos that have been a part of this page. 2,000 people. And it's not just here, not in this state. It's not even in this country. We have people that are reaching out that are from Brazil, from the UK, from Australia. And that just shows us, guys, that this really is an epidemic. That addiction is an epidemic, and it affects everybody around us. And we want to bring support and love to both sides of the same coin. We want to show the perspective on each. So Mitchell...
Yeah, and I think it's, a big thing is about the love in yourself. I think addiction, codependency... trying to control things in life, anything you use to numb, shopping, gambling, sex, drugs, whatever it is, it's because we're hurting inside. And I think everybody in this world has a little hurt. And, if we can all help each other recognize the hurt inside of ourselves and grow together, I think we're going to have a better world to leave our kids. And it starts off as kids, at least it did for me. Mm-hmm. The hurt inside of me started off as a kid. And it was just because of how I perceived the world. It wasn't anybody that taught me anything. It was just how I perceived the world. And I think that it just shows that everybody's hurting a little bit inside, and hopefully we can all rally together and, support each other. That's all we can do.
And you guys are 100% rallying around us, because like I said, even though people on here watch these videos, there are times where Mitchell and I will come on and there's about 10,000 views and we're just in awe. And then we have people from around the world reaching out to us. And what you guys need to realize is that you all provide us the strength to continue to reach out each and every day. Because we've learned this also from people before us. Because we were allowed to reach out to a safe place, be heard and validated. And we hope we're doing that for you guys, but you guys are doing the same for us, because you got to remember, we're being very vulnerable when we do these videos, but you're providing that safe environment and validating us and allowing us not to feel alone as well. So just know, when you say that these videos help you, know that you guys help us out so much. I can't tell you the conversations that stem because of this page, of the conversations, discussions that you guys bring to our attention.
Yeah, and that being said, I want to give a shout out to a special guy that has really helped me and Anna out in our journey, and that's Chris Alder. He is 5 years clean, I think, today or tomorrow.
Hell yeah, Chris.
But check out his page. He does the Voices of Recovery. It's Chris Alder and Shane Bright. You can look them up on Facebook, or I don't know if they're on any other platform, or but they're amazing. Chris, so proud of you, dude. You have helped me. You've been there for Anna whenever I was falling. You've been there for me when I was falling, and I don't think if you helped start that aftercare, so I will be forever grateful for you, and here's to another 5 years and a lifelong life of happiness and sobriety. I love you, man.
Yep, and I'll just add to that and say, Chris, bottom of my heart, I can probably say this with 100% certainty. I would not be sitting here beside my husband if it wasn't for you. There's a lot of people that I can thank and stuff, but there were times that I just didn't know who to call, who to talk to. And calling you helped me get the perspective of the addict, and that helped me to find compassion and understanding. So you doing that really allowed me to dig deeper inside myself, and I greatly appreciate that, because I don't think I'd be sitting beside my husband right now if you weren't willing to be vulnerable with me and to help me. So I greatly appreciate it, and I am so happy for you, for all the happthis that you found. You deserve it. And
he told me how it was sometimes. He just laid it out there for me.
Same here.
You know what I mean? Because this is life or death. And it can't be sugar-coated sometimes. It's, you keep drinking, drugging, you're going to die.
And I think I'm going to leave that too, is one of the hard things that obviously you don't want to hear that Chris told me that really was a big eye-opener that day, is I told him one of the reasons why I was staying, to be honest, I was very scared that if I left, Mitchell was going to die. Whether that be by the drug or the alcohol or by his own hands. I was terrified of that. And he said to me, Anna, let's be honest here. He's killing himself slowly anyways. He's just scared to pull the trigger. And that really hit me, because after that he said, Anna, if he does pass away, do you want to stand by his grave and say, I could have done more? I could have done more. And he was hinting at that more could have been letting go.
And leaving.
Letting go, leaving, stop enabling, challenging my codependency. Or do you want to stand at his grave and know that you gave it everything you got? And when he said that to me, that is when the wheels started spinning. And I realized I wanted to, if it were to happen, I wanted to give it everything I had for that man. And so...
And that was stop enabling and...
Yep. And here's the thing. Chris gave me that nugget of truth, and then at the end of the phone call, he said, okay, we'll have the same conversation in a month.
3 months, or a month or 3 months.
And the truth was, though...
It's just a carousel.
He was right, because until we are ready to let go, we are always going to stay on that carousel. Because the truth is, if we don't create any change, there's going to be no change. And if there's no change, there is no new possibilities. All we have to do is start with a little bit of change. And when we do that, new possibilities can open up. And that's what the question I always get asked as is, but Anna, did you ever know that Mitchell would come back to you? I said, no, but I will tell you one thing. I knew he was never going to come back to me if I stayed where I was. If I had nothing to change. The way that this was possible was because I took a change and made new possibilities happen. It wasn't because I stayed in the constant. And that's what I would challenge you guys for, maybe for this week. Mitchell and I were talking about this, and we'd love to hear it, guys, if you do this. There's a lot of family members that reach out to us and say, what is something that we can do? And I always talk so much about self-care. I talk about reading the book Codependent No More because it's going to create mindfulness. But Mitchell and I did talk about this. One thing that you can do for you this weekend. What is something that you have wanted to do for a very long time. Or it can be something that you've wanted to do for a long time or something that's new that you've wanted to try. But be honest, the addiction has been taking your mind. The addiction has been taking every moment of your mind.
Enjoy you.
Take a break and enjoy you. And this is so weird to say, guys, when people ask, how can I help them? How you can help them is by helping you. Focus on you. So Mitchell and I challenge you this weekend. Whatever that thing is that you've been wanting to do, but the anxiety is getting you, the fear is getting you, go out, lean into that hard, do it. Go out and do it, whether it's a night out with friends, going to see a movie, sitting down with a good book, playing a video game. I don't care. Something that you want to do that you haven't done in a long time because of this. Do it for you. And Mitchell and I would love to hear what you say, because the truth is, I'll tell you the question we're going to ask next. How do you feel now? And usually the chances are, because you stopped for a moment of thinking the pattern you've always felt and you did something for you, you're going to feel a little bit better. So we challenge you to do that. And Christy, just know, no matter what, everybody that's on here, okay, guys, reach out to us, because we do have some connections that we can possibly help you through, okay? We do have somebody that, if you're listening, take the chance. Go into rehab.
Yeah.
I know you're scared, okay? I probably will never fully understand. I know you're scared, but I'm going to tell you something. Take this chance. It's here for you. Take it. Go into those doors in rehab and start really working. Because the truth is, you're not really around right now anyways when you're out and you're always using. And you are so much better than that. You are a good person, and I know the person that wants there too loves you so desperately, but they're scared they're never going to get you back.
Yep, and you have to do it for yourself. You have to change for yourself, because if you don't change for yourself, no one's going to be there for you in the end anyways. So be there for you. Love yourself. Love yourself enough to take some time away from life and work on yourself. And if you do that, it might not be exactly what you expect afterwards, but it's going to be better than what it is now. I can promise you that. Be the change you want to see in the world. We love you all. We're going to be going on live from Utah on the next one with Laura, or we'll do a check-in before we get out there. But reach out if you need us. Mm-hmm. We love you all.
And Christy, I just saw what you wrote. I'm so very sorry.
Yeah, so sorry, Christy.
I really could not imagine that. I'm very, very sorry. And if you need us for anything, reach out to Mitchell and I, please. I know we can't fix it. I wish we could for you. But we'll do the best that we can to help you work through things, okay? And everyone, like Mitchell said, we are going to be in Utah in a week because Mitchell's going to be celebrating his 1 year of sobriety.
On the 5th.
He's been at this recovery journey for 2 years, and he's been sober for a year. So we'll definitely be back on, for sure. And I think what we're going to try to do now, guys, is we're going to try to come on every Wednesday, okay? I think we're going to try to come on every Wednesday, and you guys can also hold us accountable to that too, because just like you guys say that you need a little piece of this, we need a little piece of this too. And we do know when we had our support really beside us, it was kind of a recharge, like that self-care. And Mitchell and I are giving you a huge hug right now, okay? Keep reaching out, guys. That's part of this battle, is just reaching out and being honest. We love you guys so very much. Thank you for being kind when I read these letters. Thank you for being kind for Mitchell and I always. And we love you so very much.
We love you.
Have a wonderful night, guys. If you need us, we're here, all right? Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.